Hey guys, so I'm going to show you how to make meringue for your meringue project that I'm setting you for your unit 3. So you're going to need a baking tray and some paper or a liner like I've got. If you've got that as well, you can use that. You're going to need a bowl. I'm going to use this and cheat. You're going to need a whisk, hand whisk, electric whisk. If you have a KitchenAid, even better. I've got this or a KitchenAid. I'm going to use this because I finally have got one of these and I've been waiting a long time for one of these. You're going to need some eggs. So you can do 1 egg or 2 eggs, up to you how many you want to make. I would do it one at a time just in case it goes wrong and also for your experimenting. And you're going to need sugar. So what you need to do is to make your meringue, you need to make sure that your bowl is completely clean. Even if you think it's clean, get it and clean it again with hot soapy water. If you have any grease in it at all, the egg white won't whisk and it will stay flat and it won't work. So you need to make sure your bowl is clean. You'll also need some egg white from your eggs, so separate your eggs. If you get any yolk at all into your egg white, it won't work, so you have to chuck it and do it again. So definitely do 1 egg at a time. And you need caster sugar or icing sugar. If you have icing sugar, you can also use icing sugar. If you have a piping bag, you can use a piping bag and a nozzle, or you can just use your spoon to dollop it as well. So in your bowl, you're going to put your egg white. I'm just going to weigh it out of interest because I use small eggs. And 1 egg white is usually around 50 grams. So if you do have scales at home, weigh your egg white and use the same amount of sugar to egg white. So if you have 80 grams of egg white, use 80 grams of sugar. If you have 50 grams of egg white, use 50 grams of sugar. So it should be a ratio of 1 to 1 ideally. If you don't, okay, so once I've got my egg white in my bowl, I've got to whisk it. So, first things first, whisk your egg white. So if you're doing it by hand, if you don't have an electric whisk, you're going to have to put a lot of energy into it. If you have an electric whisk, just go for it. If you've got a big bowl, it will take longer to whisk because it will get more separated around. So here you can see the bubbles are getting thicker and you can also see it's got a peak. So when I lift it up, it leaves a peak in the foam. So this is good to go. So once it peaks, you're then going to gradually add your sugar. Now, when I say gradually, literally a little bit at a time. Do not chuck it all in because it won't work. Okay, so here you can see it's leaving a trail and it's gone into stiff peaks. So if you look, it will peak at the same time. So I'll show you it dropping. And this is your perfect meringue. You should be able to lift your bowl, put it over your head. Okay, so after you've whisked it and it looks like this, so you can see the peaks, you should be able to hold it on your head and it not fall out. And then you're going to either dollop it with 2 spoons onto your tray. Make sure you use a tablespoon for each so you know that it's the same to make a fair test. Or you can pipe it if you have a piping bag. Got colours, you can make it pretty as well when you do your test. I'll show you a bit of colouring. So if you wanted to add colour, you can put a little bit in Whisk it. You can add your flavours in there. Or if you want to do it like a stripe down the side, you can do that as well. So get a bit of your dye in your piping bag. Put a little bit down the side. Can you see how lovely and shiny it is? And it's got, that's your perfect meringue, what you want. And then twist the top and squeeze it down. Remember, don't squeeze from here because it won't work. And then you want them, to make it a fair test, you want them exactly the same. So they're not going to spread, but you want to make them the same size. You can even draw your circles first so you know they're exactly the same, or weigh them in tablespoons. So once you've got your meringue on the tray, it's then going to go in your preheated oven, 140 for half an hour. After half an hour, you'll turn the oven off and just leave them. Can you see how pretty they look if you put your colour down one side? So yeah, so you'll put them in 140 for half an hour and then turn them off and just leave them to cool down in the oven. First step of your test. Enjoy! So here you can see this is the meringue done. It's got a smooth bottom and a nice peak, so you can do it like little kisses or you can do it in swirls, up to you. And it wants to be not crumbly, it wants to be like this. And then when you open it up, it should still be slightly chewy in the middle, so you can see it's a bit chewy. That is your perfect meringue. Good luck with your task and your challenge.